What are Btools? That's a question nobody has ever asked. Today's video will be all about building tools, F3X, or how you may call it, Bkit. Those were 3 commands you can get Btools with. You can use Btools, you can use F3X, or you can use Bkit. So what can you do with Btools? Well, click backspace on PC, you can drop Btools. Another thing you can actually do with Btools is you can drop them off the map. Well, what else can I do with Btools other than dropping them off the map? And that's actually a good question. You can crash your server with Btools. You can script with Btools, you can build, you can make meshes, you can get featured on makeaserver, you can do a bunch of stuff only with this little one start block. I will be going through all of these things you see over here. So the most important thing you can do with Btools is you can build. For that, just click on this little plus here, or on J if you're on PC, and you will be seeing new part tool, type normal. You can open it and it'll say truss, wedge, corners, cylinder, ball, seat, vehicle seat. Now we will choose normal, it's selected, and now we click anywhere on our screen like here and the part spawns. This is a normal part. Of course you can use something else like a seat. It looks exactly the same, only that you can sit down on it, right? Now what can you do with this part? You can move it around using the first tool in Btools on those yellow edges, or you touch the part directly and you'll drag it around. It's all pretty useful. You can change the increment, it's in stats, so this is 1 stat, and we can do it to 0.1 stats, so you'll see it moves a bit different. We can also do it to 2 stats and it'll move like this. We can make it 50 stats and it'll, well, basically be outside my screen. Yeah, there it is. Now I'll just need 1 stat right here. It has different axes. It has global, local and last. Local and last are usually used for models, and global is usually used for parts themselves. You may be asking, where can I see all of my parts? Like, you can insert more. You can insert a ball right here, you can insert a corner right here, but how do I select them? Well, to do that on PC you just hold your left mouse button and select them. Fairly easy, right? Well, on mobile it isn't that easy. You have to click this thing over here, it says Explorer. There you can see all of the stuff that's in your server. Corner, wedge, part, base plate, spawn location, and the player. You will delete them. This little symbol right here tells you if it's locked or not. If it's white, it is locked. What does locked mean? You can't grab it in normal Btools without the Explorer. If it's unlocked, you can just grab it like this and it's accessible. Now in the Explorer you can see all of the parts, and since Saturday thought it was a funny idea to rework all of the UI of Btools, you now have to go to your bottom left corner, and in your bottom left corner you see selection mode, group and parts or parts only. We don't have groups right here. I am a group. This symbol tells you you're a group. Right next to it we have multi-select. Now it's enabled. Now it's disabled. You can see that it changes. Let's enable it and let's click the stuff we want to select. Now we have this selected and we can move it around together. But what if you want to select all of this with 1 click? Well, to make your life easier, you have this model right here, you click it and boom, you see it's a model. If you double click it, you can even rename it, like subscribe to Essen. Unattacked. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, we can also make folders. So if we insert 2 corners, we select both of them, if it would work. Alright, there we go. We open the Explorer, we give it a model. On PC it's just Shift and G. There we go, and now we clone the model with Shift and C, or this button right here. You can use it to clone models and parts and move it away. Now we don't want these models to be separated, but we don't want the models to be in 1 model. So what do? We go into selection mode again and we select both of them, And now we click this symbol down here that says folder, and we should be creating a folder if it would work. Am I stupid? Okay, so the game apparently lagged and I just created a bunch of folders. I guess my Wi-Fi is the problem here. In case something bad happens and you don't know how to fix it, just load the map. Right here, it sets you back to your last save, and I am gone. There I am. Now onto our next tool, we will press X on our keyboard or go over here and click this little thing. It's the resize tool. Well, the resize tool is actually the most useful tool, and you can resize parts in both directions like this. You can resize parts in one direction, which is normal, like this. Right? Very easy stuff. You can even give it sizes right here by typing in a size. Like we know it from the move tool, you can put in a custom position. The increment worked exactly the same like in the move tool. So you just click it and it'll be 5, for example. So it'll move 5 studs, right? It'll resize 5 studs. Fairly easy stuff, right? Now we have 2 tools, and rescale is also a thing. So you can rescale it customly as a block. Very easy stuff still. We'll just insert a new part and we'll move it over here. Now that we have our part, we will use the next tool. We will press C on our keyboard or click this UI right here. And we have the rotate tool. Now what it essentially does is rotate objects like this on 3 different axes. We have the green one, we have the red one, and we have the blue one. It's X, Y, and Z. Now you can rotate tools, you can rotate parts. Right, that's pretty cool. You can change the increment, of course it's on 15. Now we'll make it 2. So the increment is different. We can even make it 0.1. Now we have an even smaller increment, and we can add even more detail. You can of course make it custom, and it'll change. Our next tool will be the painting tool. So we press V on our keyboard or click on the thing right here, and now we can paint stuff. We have all of these different colors we can click, and then click on the part, or if you have the part selected, you can just click on all of these different colors. Of course, this also works for models. So if we have a model, or if we just select 2 bricks, it'll still change to the same color. Or we model it, and now we select the model, it'll still change it all to the same color. Our next tool is very important. We'll press B. It's the appearance tool. How do you want your part to look? You can change the material, like cobblestone, and you can choose a variant if it's available. Sometimes stuff doesn't have a variant, like cobblestone 2. It'll take a bit, depends on your stupid internet. Mine is slow, mine is very slow, so it should change. My internet would be good. It changed. You can change the transparency. 1 is completely invisible and 0 is visible. Of course you can do 0.2, 0.8, right? Fairly easy. The reflectance level, how much should it reflect stuff? 1 is completely, but the reflection only works on plastic, so it's completely reflectant now. Or 0.4, it's only a bit reflective. You can change the surface you want to change, like you have the top selected, so you can change the type to stud, so not only the top has stud. Now everything has been fairly easy, and the next one will be easy too. It's a behavior tool. You press N on your keyboard on this UI right here. You can change if it should have mass, if it's anchored, or if it's collidable. Be aware, if you turn off collidability, your players can walk through it, and if you turn off anchor, it'll just fall through the map, because that's what those parts do, right? They need to collide with stuff and be anchored, right? If they can't collide but they are anchored, you can walk through them, but if you unanchor them too, they fall through the map. Now you can even make parts massless, so they don't have a mass. Now the next tool, you'll press M on your keyboard or this symbol right here. It's the configure tool. You can easily add class IDs to stuff. You use it to script. You use it for all the technical levels of your game. The next tool, you'll press F or you'll click this thing. It's Weld Tool. So you just have 2 parts. You select both of those parts. Not me. You select both the parts, not me. and you'll weld it to last. It essentially works like glue. Our next tool will press G on our keyboard or click this lamp right here. It'll show lights. So what you want to do is move your block in the air, that's the easiest way to do it, and add different sorts of lights like spotlights. You just have to find out which one is the top, which one is the bottom, or the front, wherever you want your light to be. Surface lights, pretty cool. Right, there we go, you can see some light. If you turn the brightness up, you can see a lot of light. You can even give it a custom color right here, like blue, give it a different range. There you go, give it a different angle. There you have a really bright lamp. And you can enable shadows. Of course, there's also point light, surface light, and spotlight. What we'll do next if we will talk about effects. So right here, the decoration tool. You can add smoke to parts. Of course, like we know from the lights, you can change stuff like the opacity. You can change the velocity, change the size. You can basically change a lot of stuff. You can even add fire or smoke together. This works. You can also add sparkles, so you can change the color of the sparkles. Like we'll give it this somewhat orange with the fire right there. Pretty easy. Now for the next part we'll talk about meshes. It's right here next to the spawner. You'll just press K or click this weird globe thing. You'll click add mesh, and if your Wi-Fi was faster than mine, it would turn into something like this, a head. Now what is a mesh? It essentially has the same hitbox as your old part, right? As you can see, there's invisible walls, and you can add like stuff to it in file. You just need a mesh ID, then it'll look like a character or something, depends on your mesh, right? You can scale the mesh differently, the hitbox will still be here. That's how meshes essentially work. Now for the last part we have this image right here. You'll just press L on your keyboard because I am a loser and I have no friends. You can add decals, it's completely for pictures and stuff. We'll actually add a decal to it. Time to add a decal! So you press add decal, you need the image ID, and luckily I should have an image ID somewhere. I'll be back in a second. Alright, you'll basically have to go to the creator hub to decals, and once you're there you can scroll around a bit. You can search stuff like asset real, and if you search asset real you'll find this uploaded by me, which is beautiful. Now that we're here, we're not going to do the mistake and click on the three dots and copy us the asset ID, because then it won't work. You need the texture ID, right? So you click this, you go back to your game. Now I have it on the back, you add decal, and now you put in your texture ID, and after loading it should show your picture. And don't use the asset ID, use the texture ID. You can also add textures, which is basically just a texture. I think it should work though. Oh, there we go, I have texture added now. Isn't it beautiful, all this texture? Now, I haven't mentioned how you delete stuff. You can obviously undo stuff right here with Shift 2 or Shift Epsilon on PC, Shift Y and Shift 2 on PC, and you can delete stuff with Shift X or this button right here. Here's your cloner and here's your explorer. Now there's one thing I haven't shown, and that's object saves. If you click on there, it'll show your object saves of makeaserver. You can load stuff. I've made a whole tutorial on how to save stuff, and it's really easy. Now you can grab anything from here, like why not, I need a loading screen, right? So we load our loading screen wherever you've left it. In my case it's all the way over here, and there you have it. Now that was essentially all there is to know about Btools. You can always click this question mark and get a tutorial. It's like everywhere, I think. almost everywhere. So yeah, there you have it. And of course you can crash servers with Btools, which is a lot of fun, but I'm not going to do it right now. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Bye!